Imagine this. You've got a toothache. Do you A. call a dentist, B. take painkillers, or C. apply a mixture of dead mouse and herbs on the tooth? If you chose C, congrats! You're now living in ancient Egypt, a time when moldy bread could save your life, and donkey liver wine was an actual prescription. Here are 10 of the strangest ancient cures in Egyptian history, starting at number 10, the least weird. Lizard fat for bald spots. Hair falling out? The Egyptian solution: catch a lizard, fry it, collect the fat, then rub it on your scalp every morning. If your hair grew back, great. If it didn't, at least your head smelled like victory and grease. But the cures get stranger from here. At number 9 is pig eyes for blindness. Yep, actual pig eyes. If someone was losing their vision, they were told to crush a pig's eye, mix it with red ochre and honey, and smear it on their eyelids. No idea if it helped. But it definitely gave the phrase, eye for an eye, a whole new twist. And that's not even the grossest remedy. At number 8 is fly paste for infected skin. If your skin was swollen or sore, the treatment was, take some crushed flies, add oil or resin, smear the bug paste directly on the infection. Maybe it worked as a distraction. Because nothing itches quite like bug sauce on an open wound. Hold on, because the next one's a cut above. At number 7 is surgery with obsidian knives. That's right, the Egyptians did actual surgeries. They stitched wounds, set broken bones, and even cut into skulls to relieve pressure. Their tools? Obsidian blades, sharper than anything we use today. They used honey to keep wounds clean and gave people poppy plant mixtures to dull the pain. So yes, 3,000 years ago, someone had brain surgery in a hut and survived. Meanwhile, you're afraid to book a dentist. But the dental cures? They're next level weird. At number 6 is dead mouse dentistry. If your tooth hurt, they didn't pull it. They made a paste from herbs and a dead mouse, and then you were told to press that right onto the sore tooth. Some of the herbs helped a little. The mouse? Not so much. It probably smelled like bad decisions. But hey, if it distracted you from the pain, maybe it worked. Get ready for a remedy that's hard to swallow. At number 5 is donkey liver wine remedy. Head pounding? Ancient Egyptians had a recipe. Take donkey liver, mix it with bitter beer and crushed plants, then drink it. This was supposed to fix headaches. In reality, it may have fixed your ability to care about having a headache, because you'd be too busy wondering if your stomach would ever forgive you. But the next one's a real mood killer. At number 4 is crocodile dung birth control. This one is exactly what it sounds like. To prevent pregnancy, women used a mix of crocodile poop, sour milk, and honey. And yes, they applied it. Modern scientists think the acid may have helped block things, or maybe everyone just agreed this was a mood killer. Either way, it worked, one way or another. Wait till you hear about their accidental genius. At number 3 is moldy bread antibiotic. Got an infected wound? Egyptians had a trick. They placed moldy bread right on the injury. It sounds gross, and honestly, it was. But mold naturally kills bacteria, so they were using a type of antibiotic over 1,000 years before we even named one. So the next time someone says, "Don't eat that, it's moldy," just say, "It's for medical reasons." The next cure blends magic and medicine. At number 2 is the magic medicine combo. Egyptians didn't just use herbs, they used magic too. A cure might include crushed seeds, oil, and a prayer to a lion-headed goddess named Sekhmet. They believed healing worked best when you had both a physical remedy and a very angry sky god on your side. So if the medicine didn't do the job, maybe the spell would. And if that failed, blame the neighbors. And the top spot? It's pure chaos. At number 1 is onion therapy for screaming pain. Yes, this was written down like a real treatment. If someone was in too much pain to talk and screamed when touched, doctors would rub honey on the skin, feed them raw onions, say a prayer, and then wait and see what happened. Because nothing says medical science, like raw onions and guesswork. We don't know if it worked. We just know someone screamed, and a doctor thought, "Give him onions, that'll fix it." Egyptians were way ahead of their time. They performed real surgeries, treated infections, and even created birth control. They also rubbed mouse paste on teeth, drank donkey liver, and believed onions could solve literally anything. Somehow, it worked. Which means they were either geniuses or had the strongest stomachs in history. If you enjoyed this ancient Egypt roller coaster, subscribe for more weird history that's 100% real, even when it sounds completely made up. So tell me in the comments, if you lived in ancient Egypt, would you A. bravely accept one of these cures, or B. disguise yourself as a goat and flee to Mesopotamia? I'm curious, but also deeply concerned.